loves. I hope you guys are doing so good. I wanted to get on here really quickly to explain some of the processing that I've been going through in the morning and just being a little bit transparent with how I'm feeling. So I'm going to be right now in my mind. It is dull. It is struggling to conceptualize what exactly is of importance and what's not of importance to disclose. But regardless of how my brain is stuck right now, I'm going to do my best to bring forth what I want to say. So when I woke up this morning, last night was, I don't even know. That's the problem with depression, is you don't know. And like triggers and PTSD, you don't really know what goes on to make your brain like click. Like it just stops clicking, it stops working, you stop being able to process, kind of like me trying to figure out what to say. Anyways, so last night happened. I think I went to bed at probably around 4 or 5. And what usually happens is I usually end up finding myself stuck on different videos, either learning videos where I will be drilling concepts into my mind repetitively, or I will be watching tarot readings, but it gets like almost obsessive with the tarot readings. So like I know I need to slow it down. I know I need to like resolve the anxiety and thoughts and processing of everything, but it's like I am so tired that like not in the sense of like sleep tired, but like brain fried tired, where doing anything, like you're trying so hard just to feel something. That's literally what it is you try to feel something in those moments. And I've faced depression a couple times in my life, like serious depression a couple times in my life, and every time it's almost as if it feels as if the depression intensifies. And this last, I'm trying to like really be as authentic as possible in my expression of how long it's been, but time is relative and blends. It's hard for me to make sense of it in a lot of ways, but over the last year, it's been really, really hard. I've been more down than I have been for a long time, and it doesn't mean that in that long time of like before that, I wasn't feeling depressed or I didn't have my down days, because I'll be honest, I had like super lots of down days. I was faced with many challenges, and I guess it's easy to compare your pain in one moment to another moment often. And when you are so like just pushing yourself through it, right? You're just going and you're like, I can do this. I can make it through. I know how to do it. You're reading all the books. You're listening to all of the audio stuff. You're working out. You are going out. You're making friends. You're consistently like trying to be busy, but also meditating and doing all the practices that they say you're supposed to do. But it's like you feel the high and you know you're good and you know you're doing great, because I know I was doing great. But when you get into the sense of disassociation from like your truth and who you are, and the depression comes in, it's like, who am I though, really? Like, is that a falsity? Like, was I making up all of my positive actions and like the way I was communicating with people? Because, you know, you realize when you make changes and you go, holy, like, I changed that. I stopped, you know, speaking out. I started like leaving poor relationships and doing everything for myself that I possibly could. And then something happens and you get, or what happened with me, I don't want to like blame it, say like it feels like blame, why, or projection, and I don't feel like I need to project that to you, so I apologize. But having someone in my life tell me differently, or like make me out to be the bad guy, and being so like enthralled about the opportunity to help people, and like seeing so much worth and value in the area, and like wanting to be there to support, and it just feels like this story repeats, because that's PTSD, right? Like that's what happens when you have trauma and the depression kicks in. And I should have left, and I didn't. And it's so easy to beat yourself up over stuff, especially when you know, like, you kept trying and the other person just like, the situation. I can't even like process it properly. And I'm trying, but anyway, last night I went through whatever, fell asleep, woke up in the morning, and I was like, I don't even think I thought. I woke up and I turned on my phone for a little bit, and when I turned on my phone, I was like scrolling, and then I just got lost in shit that is mind numbing. And I already just had this inkling when I woke up. I'm like, oh, do yourself up, and excuse me for a moment. Okay. Sorry about that. Do yourself up and feel better. And I guess I saw something about like what guys want, and it made me feel like, well, obviously there's a reason why people don't want me. You know, you get this concept in your head where it's like, do you even want yourself? And I don't know, I was like, before I used to do myself up all the time, and I used to like care about my presentation, care about anything, just anything. And I changed one day because I was like, well, I'm not doing this for myself, I'm doing it for other people. Like, that's what it feels like. And so I stopped doing it. Anyway, I had this inkling to do it myself up today. You can tell. But not the basis of this video. The basis is that the depressed me took one step at a time when I woke up. So I realized I was scrolling, and I don't know, something clicked, and I managed to like get out of bed, and it was like a rollover of things. So I got out of bed, I started stretching, and like as I was stretching, I started to do like deep belly breathing on the one side and then on the other side. And I got up and told myself, we're gonna do this. Turn on affirmations. I guess I've been listening to affirmations a few times, so I think that's what's striking this like reminder of who I am and getting me back out of that funk is really getting into the I ams, which is I am, which is your spirit. And so I put on the I ams and went to the bathroom and started to like look at myself, brush my teeth. I decided I'd wash my face, and that was so helpful. Like I literally just kept washing like my face with a hot cloth and repeating the I ams that were playing on my phone, and it just felt like my soul was coming back. And at first it didn't feel like that. At first it kind of felt like, okay, I can do this. This is just me developing a habit, whatever. My face has been breaking out, so I was like, oh, this is great. Like I'll take care of my skin. It'll be perfect. And then that rolled into, oh, I should take an antihistamine. I should take my vitamins. I should drink water. So I grabbed water. I should do my hair. And with my hair, like I didn't wash it today, but I like put dry shampoo in it and decided to use a curler a little bit just to give it a little bit of volume. And it was like the simplest task started to roll into the next one. And I think it's easy for us people who have depression, if you do have depression, or if you don't, I mean, thank you for listening, but it's easy for us to numb out the world and things to just stop, and we don't have energy and we don't feel good, and we can't even process what to do with ourselves. What's the next move? Like, it is like being in a prison ward and you have no right to your own thoughts and your own processing and your own truth, and you contemplate everything that you are and everything that the world is, and then it stops, and then you don't have a thought at all. And so it's hard for people to understand who've never experienced intense depression. I've been dealing with this depression for basically a year, and I've asked doctors to help me, and they haven't been able to help me. Like, they are like, everybody gets depressed sometimes, everybody has anxiety sometimes. And I'm like, no, I've been like this for a year now, and there's been multiple things of trauma and stressors that have happened, and I am not well. I'm not functioning properly, but that's the hard thing, is like mental health is so overlooked, and some people who are trying to like help individuals are not cautious of what it means to have mental health and how to handle that. And sometimes they can do a lot more bad than good, in the sense of driving a person into a deeper state of depression instead of like helping them out the way that is supportive to where they are in their life and in their mind and in their journey. And so I guess what I want to say, first of all, for anybody that's struggling with depression, is just your biggest thing is to keep breathing. And if it means that all you can do is breathe and stretch in your bed, breathe and stretch in your bed, but try your hardest to like get into your body and feel where you are. And if you start crying, that's a good thing. And if whatever happens, like, just know that, like, keep somebody close, call them, like, try your best to do things that make you feel good and take one step at a time. And like, people expect depression and down times to just go away, and I know it doesn't. And I know that, you know, if you do have depression, you sometimes struggle, but you know, you're not alone. There's a lot of us that are dealing with these things and doing our best every day to show up in the highest state that we can. And even people with the absolute most intelligence, the absolute most, like, think of Robin Williams or another one of those actors that you don't see it. It's invisible, but they do amazing things. And like, just know that you're not indispensable just because you have depression, just because you might have anxiety or you might have a mental illness. Like, know that you are beautiful, and your expression of everything that you are is changing the world, and you are important. And people can say what they want about you in their misunderstandings, but just like know in your heart the truth of who you are. Because when you start like taking those small steps and you start activating the parts of yourself that have gone dormant because of all of the different things that have happened that have caused you to like look at yourself differently, just like know that. Try to know. I can't tell you to just know. Like, that's so cliche of anybody. Oh, you just know, just do it. It's like, that's not how it works. But regardless, I'm not getting into that. Just, I want you to know I believe in you. And I believe in you because I feel like it's hard. Like, you know, it's, the belief in you is something that I find within myself, and I have to find within myself. And if I can believe in you, and you know, you can believe in me, then maybe there's a way out of it. And you know, maybe it's all worth it. Maybe all of the hardships and the tests, like, maybe that is what makes amazing things happen. Like, I don't know what's to come in the future, and I could create that. Oh my gosh, something's bad. Oh, tears. But I want you to know you're not alone. And it's okay to feel like this sometimes. and doesn't make you less worthy of everything that you are, and that nobody can take away from you. For those that are around people that are depressed, or they notice that somebody's acting differently, just please be patient with them and love them and walk through things with them if you can. Like, if you notice somebody is really down, like, I get it, people have to get themselves out of things, that's the way to do it, but if you want to be helpful, start with, like, hey, I was listening to this, hey, these are, like, and send them affirmations, or hey, I was thinking we could do some breathing together because I know that it helps to reduce, like, the stress, and let's do some breathing together. Hey, I noticed that you've, like, left, or you're handling something. I just want you to know that I'm there for you, and whatever happens, like, happens, and I trust that you're just taking care of yourself, and, like, know I'm here for you, and I love you, and just make sure you let people know that you're not mad at them for where they're at. You're not disappointed in them for how they are right now, because so many people just hold so much shame, and you can't force a person to get out of shame by shaming them more. But you can love a person, and you can be there for them, and you can let them know they're not alone. And that's all I have to tell you guys today, I think. It's a down day, so, but I'm doing my best to make it an up day. And I'm gonna nurture myself today, so I'm gonna go make myself a hot chocolate. And if something else comes up and my mood starts picking up, I'll do another video. But I love you guys, and I'm grateful to have people in my corner who trust me and my knowledge, and who can understand that perfection doesn't exist, and that we should not feel shame for feeling like we do, and it doesn't change our potential, it doesn't change our credibility, it doesn't change our awarenesses. We still have awareness, but we just have to keep integrating through all of it. And tomorrow's a new day, and every moment and every second is a new chance for your mind to activate new neurons and step into a more powerful, true version of ourselves. So this was an act of self-love to get on here, and it was also an act of selfless love and vulnerability, and I hope that there is something that you can take from this in some way, shape, or form, and if not, I took something from this, and I'm learning a little bit more about myself every day. There's always more, no matter how much you know. And the darkness is only illuminating the light within, and can keep going. So bye, guys, and I will talk to you soon.